You got some people around you who genuinely believe that the actions they make, the things they say, the way they react and respond, they genuinely believe that they're doing the right thing. Like in their heart of hearts, they're like, no, I thought of all the possible ways I could have addressed this, or, we could have worked through the situation. And my decision was to abandon the whole situation, was to ghost, was to leave, was to lie, was to tell half truths, was to just leave her alone, just leave him alone, just to leave with no explanation. Y'all ever had somebody like that? Where they just left and you're like, what the heck? There's a better way we could have handled this. You're thinking it's highly immature. How can anybody possibly treat me this way? I would never treat somebody else that way. You know what I mean? Your logical brain and your spiritual nature just cannot comprehend why someone would react that way, would do that thing. And it's like they actually genuinely do believe that they're doing the right thing. And that begs the question, why? Now, there could be a lot of reasons. I think they actually do know deep down that the moves they're making are quite immature, but they would rather risk hurting you than it's fear. It has to be fear, right? That's what I feel like it is. Does that excuse anything? No, because when you care about something or somebody enough, maybe they don't care about us enough. Okay. Let's be real. We're going to talk about that. Don't let me forget. Maybe they're just not that into you. I didn't think I was going to say that, because I don't want to say that. That'll make me feel good. Or maybe they're so into you, they're scared. See, and how are we supposed to know? But that's where conversation comes in. I feel like I'm kind of ranting a little bit, because still, to leave somebody high and dry with no information and leave, especially if you're spiritual, leave it to your own intuition to figure out and piece together and see what's going on, like spiritually in your dreams and with synchronicities. Like, that's not fair. And I don't want you to, I still want you to have your standards and boundaries when people do that, despite your understanding that sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's so much emotion for somebody to handle that they're just not ready. Even if you can sense that in the reality, if they're acting a certain type of way, did I get off track? Because it's like they genuinely do believe what they're doing is correct, and you just got to take that for face value. And you got to keep your standards. Like, well, if that's what you're going to do and that's what you believe, then I'm going to have to assess your character as such and keep on moving. I think that's the ultimate lesson here. Assess the character for what they show you. Whatever they show you, believe them. Whenever somebody shows you who they are, believe them. And if they genuinely think and believe in their heart of hearts, or whether they believe it or not, but their actions speak louder than words, that's what you're going to have to accept. And you can pray about it, you can hope for the best, you can stay open, and you can stay loving in the way you know how. But I wouldn't do more than that. I surely wouldn't. Because let's go back to them. I know I flipped the script so fast from them to us, because this is all an inner journey, right? And I don't want to stay harping on what somebody else did. And at the end of the day, we'll never know why people do what they do. We'll never know why they genuinely feel like their actions are the best actions. Or maybe even if they know that what they're doing is like, I know this ain't right, but they do it anyway, they would rather showcase that character than be open and vulnerable with you. And that speaks volumes. And do you really want somebody like that? This is for all you people who are waiting on significant others to, exes, or, people who ghosted to come back. Do you really want somebody in this moment that cannot have a conversation, that cannot open up, that cannot be vulnerable, that really believe that their actions are better, that the actions to hurt you are the best option? Do you really want somebody like that? Because like we said before, you would never do that to them. Even on your worst day, you wouldn't do that to them. Even if you were scared, you wouldn't do that to them. Even if you were in the middle of a turmoil and challenging times, you wouldn't do that to somebody else. So why would you be accepting of somebody else doing it to you? Now listen, we've talked about, this is people who are genuinely like, oh yeah, I purposely chose to hurt somebody, or I purposely chose to ignore the situation. I purposely chose to drop this whole connection. I purposely chose to, that's different than, oh, my bad, it was an accident. Now you'll have to figure that out when they come crawling back, I guess. You'll be like, well, what happened? And like, oh, well, just one thing led to another. I lost track of time. Maybe. Because then that's when people start getting into these half-truths. Right? And I kind of want to make this a separate video. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Because, yeah, why not? I'm going to leave that right there. Next video, we're going to talk about half-truths. So, because, boy, do people be talking. That's all right. So what was the moral of the story? Y'all leave the moral of the story. leave your overall vibe, what you got, what's your overall understanding, your overall lesson here, when it comes to them and when it comes to you. What is your overall consensus? Leave it down in the comment section, and man, I'll see y'all on the next one.